What's going on, everybody? Last couple minutes, see if somebody joins up. All right, let's get this going. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's start this off. This breakdown for this week coming up. As we talked on the weekly recap yesterday, very interested in NZD USD. Didn't play out last week. This week, we will be waiting for some rejections on this area to look for some sells. As you guys can see, we have this beautiful left head, right shoulder here. Last week, price did break, retested a little bit above the neckline. It did close above our area of interest, but it worked its way back down. Having another rejection again now, so we'll be looking for some entries this week. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, as you guys can see, we're kind of here at this neckline right here of the head and shoulders. So we'll be waiting for price to basically do this again. Waiting for price to break this area, give us another little quick retest to then sell. Very interested in this trade this week. GBP CAD, I told you on yesterday as well. Still interested in this trade. Let me look how this daily is working out. Very strong move to the upside. Last time we had this very strong move, as you guys can see, broke and then had a big sell. We broke. I expect a big sell here. Had a big candle to the downside, bearish engulfing. Broke, big bearish engulfing, retested it, sold, broke, bearish engulfing, sold, quick little retest, sold, broke, bearish engulfing, quick retest, sell. So yeah, we'll be looking for, as you guys can see, we broke, bearish engulfing, we're retesting now, we're looking for some sell. Usually about 1 day in between, 4, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So we'll be looking for this candle. We'll see how this candle closes this week. Let's see how this daily candle closes this week. And depending on that, we'll get in on this trade. So we'll be waiting for price to do a little more retest to then sell. GBP AUD. Pretty much like GBP CAD. We have this daily head and shoulders. We broke this neckline last week and we're having the retest right now. Can expect some sells here as well. Yeah, I'll be looking for some sells here. I would like for price to actually, well, we'll see how this candle closes, but depending on how this candle closes, Then we'll be waiting actually for maybe a retracement. I mean, a little pullback here. Retest this wrong psychological level, then sell. If we don't get that, if we get on the lower time frames, maybe on the 4 hour. Let's see. If on the 4 hour we get, well, this looks very promising here. If we get a big strong bearish engulfing candle around here, then I'll probably be interested in this trade as well. Euro USD. Not really interested. Sorry. Not really interested in this trade just because we already had the strong move to the downside. This is actually setting up for some sells now. Last week I was interested in buys, but this week it looks like it's ready to sell. Let's see. The weekly is bullish. The daily is bearish, I believe. Yes, the daily's bearish, meaning 4 hours bearish. I just don't like this inverted head and shoulders. Even though I had to move to the upside already. You guys can see here that price had this very strong move to the downside, like here, very strong move to the downside. Rejected a couple times and then sold again. Went long as well. So this is like a trade that's not very interesting in my opinion, because it's at a very strong weekly, daily area of interest. So it could really go both ways right now. And it has this inverted head and shoulders. Could buy. That's what it did in the past. But to go against that strong bearish movement, not really interested. I would like to see what price does in this area. Just let it play out. See if it's going to start going up to the upside and maybe do this. If it goes up to the upside, then do something like this, break, retest, and then buy. But it can very easily do this both ways, So I'll be out of this trade this week. I'm not interested in this trade. There's so many market opportunities that there's no reason to take a high chance on not a high probability trade, Too many opportunities to just waste it all on one. We took this trade last week. No longer interested in this trade because I am not going to get in on this trade now again. Midway here, I see price doing this though. I see price coming back for a quick retracement. Maybe as deep as right here. And then continue to buy. Just going to have it marked, but I'm not interested in this trade no more. Euro CAD. Not interested in this trade. It's pretty much, looks like it might be creating a, let's see. Yeah, not interested in this trade no more. It already had its move to the downside. The price would have to retrace all the way up here for me to be interested. And probably won't do that this week. No longer interested. GBP USD. See, so this pair, I looked at it I think 2 weeks ago. And I was going based off price action and structure. I think we talked about this already. I think it was last week actually. That, you guys should see higher high, retests the previous structure, buys, higher high, retest the previous structure, buys, higher high. So it's doing the same thing here. Higher high, it's retesting this previous structure. Price would tell you that it's going to buy again. But now you have these very strong moves here. You see this bearish engulfing candle, rejection. Looks like price might have met its match. Weekly is bullish. Daily. Daily is bearish. 4 hours bearish. Kind of an ugly head and shoulders right here. I don't think I'm interested in this week. Ugly 4-hour head and shoulder. Price broke the neckline, retested it, and it looks like it's buying, setting now. I actually, let me see this area of interest. Oh. Let's look at you guys can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches. 1, 2, could even say 3, 4, not respected. So yeah, I actually see this price, you know, it's kind of doing its thing right now. See the price, maybe have a little playing around here, get an engulfing, and then sell. I can see we have a lot of GBP trades this week that I'm interested in. AUD USD. Weekly is bullish. Daily is bullish. Four-hour is bullish as well. But we have this head and shoulders right here on the 4-hour. The daily is kind of an ugly head and shoulders as well. This looks like a very good counter trend trade, but I am not interested. We are not taking no high probability trades. This pair is okay. So this pair, let me see. It is bearish. All right. I see this pair actually doing this right here. It's not going to be ready for this week, but I see price doing this. So I see price left head finishing off this right shoulder, breaking the neckline, retesting into the sell. This trade will be ready probably in 2 weeks. Not interested in it right now. AUDCHF. Not interested. It's at its lowest low. CAD JPY. Not interested. At its highest high. All these CHF pairs and JPY pairs, not interested in really. It's like the CHF pairs don't respect nothing. You see his left head, right shoulder, broke the neckline, just blew by it. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And then it gets up here, then it's gonna go crazy. It's supposed to retest and buy. Most likely, it's not. Probably break it and just sell again. You know. You see it over and over again. Break, have play around. You know. It's just stuck in this area right here. I need this price to break this area. Not the text. I just want price to break this. Once price breaks this consolidation that it has here, we'll be interested in taking these pairs again. Euro AUD, very strong sell. Nice. I took this and we were up some, about 1 to 2. If we would have held this trade, we would have cleared a 1 to 7, 1 to 8. Craziness. As you guys can see, beautiful, beautiful trade. We had a left head, right shoulder on the daily time frame. Price broke the neckline, rejected pretty high, came back, rejected, retested the daily area of interest, and it sold. Not interested in this trade at all. Very, very far from the daily area of interest. Not very interested in this. It needs more structure for me to be looking at this trade again. Euro NZD. Price has a daily head and shoulders here, which has not fully broken the neckline. So we would need this trade to actually break the neckline. What are we at here? You guys can see we have a new head and shoulders, left head, right shoulder, which we are breaking that neckline. How high are we here? We are very, very up top. It's pretty much ready for a sell. Let me see his weekly. It'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 touches. Yeah, I would need price to do this. Price, I'm interested in this trade this week. But I would need price to break this area of interest, break this neckline, retest, to then sell. NZD CAD. Okay. Not interested in this trade this week. No. Not interested in this trade either. The CHF's not my cup of tea right now. No. AUD CAD, very, very strong buy. Crazy, crazy buy. I can't see it selling. As you know, always look left, and previous price tells you every time it gets up this high, it has a rejection. Got around this high, rejection, got around this high, rejection, got around this high, rejection. A little bit past it, rejection. This is a little past it, but up here, reject, up here, reject. Kind of this area, reject, in this area, reject. Looks like it's ready for a sell, but this will be a very high risk counter trade. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's come back to this. Remember, this would be a counter trend trade. Very, very high risk. We'll come back to this. Just because I like how it's looking. NZD-JPY, not interested, very high. Euro JPY, look at this craziness. Not interested. GBP, all these trades are going crazy. Crazy buys, crazy, crazy buys. There's no point in you trading at the highest point its market's ever been. Well, not as ever been, but last time it was up here was what, 2008? It's insane. It's, you know, very, very, that market in that time, 2008, does no longer matter or count for me. Nowadays, very, very long ago, almost 20 years ago, a lot of things have changed, you know, presidents, markets, economy, you know, it's not, that price action from then does not really matter to me today. And we've just been buying this since April of 2025. We have not pretty much sold. It's just keep bullish. Not interested. AUDG, same, you know, same thing. I have these alarms set up here just because. Do I have it on here too? No, it passed that already. Passed it, but I have it set on AUDJPY just because it got to this price, you know, in July in 2024, and then it had a crazy dive. So once price makes it up here, I just want to see, you know, we have some rejection and then maybe get in a counter trend trade. But for right now, not interested in this market. This is the other one that I had marked. I know I had two of them marked. USDJPY, same thing. Got to this previous point in December of 2024 and had a quick, big dive all the way down. Got same thing up here in June 2024, a little bit higher. As you guys can see, it's already rejecting this area. So, you know, just keeping an eye on it. See if we you know, soon get into a counter trend trade. Look at NZD-CHF. This is insane. Look how low this is. Never been this low before. You trading this market is not a smart decision. Yeah. Not interested. GBP. GBP NZD. Not interesting. Okay. Six markets. Let's look at these real quick. NZD USD. Very interested. Let me line these up real quick. Already, I want to see how it's kind of closes because it already had the wick to the upside. The wick already. This market looks pretty good. This will be the first one ready. This will be the second one. GBP USD. GBP USD is pretty much cooking. I'll put this one first. AUD CAD. This is the counter trend trade. Let me make this very, very clear for everybody. Okay, this is a counter trend trade. Very, very high risk. We are only looking at it. If an opportunity presents itself, then we are definitely going to go for it. We are looking for sells here just because of previous market structure. Every time it gets to this point, it sells. Gets to this point, it sells. Gets to this point, it sells. Same area sells. This one, it kind of, this is what we got to look for. That's why. Here it broke above and then it wicked out very crazy, sold. Very close above, very, very high, wicked out very, very high, sold. Wicked out above, then sold. So we have to expect some kind of more wick outs. A couple more wick outs, maybe even a break. More wick outs before we actually sell. If we do break this area, close candle, we'll be waiting for a break, retest, and then sell. If we do not break this area and we get a couple of more wick outs here, right, depending how this candle closes, and then we get some kind of bearish engulfing, preferably a daily candle, a candle that engulfs this bullish engulfing right here. If we get a candle that engulfs this, a little quick retest, we'll be looking for some sells. Okay. And I'm going to put it above AUD CAD just because I feel like it'll do it quicker. So let's go over these pairs one more time. GBP USD, we'll be waiting for price to give us a couple more. We'll see how it's going to close it, give a couple more rejections, maybe a quick little pullback, retest this round psychological level, and then we will look for some sells. NZD USD, we're pretty much ready to go. We already broke this head and shoulders on the daily time frame. We retested it, rejected it, and now we are currently rejecting it once more. We'll be looking for an entry very, very soon. Probably let me see the daily again. I would preferably want the candle to close just how it is, maybe even a little bit more of a doji candle, and then get an engulfing daily and sell. So that will be probably ready for Tuesday. If market gives it to us earlier, we'll be looking for some 4-hour engulfing below this round psychological level. GBP CAD, just waiting for price to retest after this very strong bearish engulfing candle. Price to retest this area to then sell. Weekly is still bearish. Actually, weekly is bullish. Daily is bearish. 4 hours bearish. Yeah. So we'll be looking for this quick retest of this daily area of interest, round psychological level, some rejections, maybe some dojis, and then looking for a bearish engulfing to sell. GBP AUD, pretty much ready to go. I feel more comfortable with this price actually breaking below this round psychological level, then looking for some entries. Yep. AUD CAD, this is the counter trend trade that we just spoke about. Euro NZD, we have a daily head and shoulders that didn't fully complete itself because it did not break this neckline, so it's not really considered a head and shoulders. But we do have this other new head and shoulders that was formed, left head, right shoulder. We already broke this neckline. We just need this candle to close below this neckline so it can be an official head and shoulders. Once it does that, then it's pretty much a break. Then we'll be waiting for a little bit more down bearish move to then retrace and retest that neckline, or even a further deeper down break of this daily area of interest. If it does that, it's even better, because it'll be breaking below this head and shoulders and forming this big head and shoulders. Break it, it'll reform it, it'll break it as well. It'll break both head and shoulders if it breaks below this area of interest. Then a quick retest and then sell. Very strong move here, very nice trade as well. And that is all for this market breakdown for this week. I will be throughout the week following up on Wednesday. We'll do a market update, see what the trades played out. If they didn't play out, how are they moving? If we were right or completely wrong. And then that'll be the next call. But if you are not in my Telegram group, join it. Link is in the bio of this video. There I will actually get into more communicative I talk more with the community there. I can't do it on YouTube too much. So on YouTube, I just 3 calls a week. But in the Telegram, I'm active in there every day, every other day, giving updates or concerns or thoughts that I have on the markets that week. Okay? Appreciate anybody that tuned in, and I will see you guys Wednesday. Thank you. And